हाँ. So yesterday I told you in details about the Mansabdari system, है ना? Mansabdari system was a civil and administrative bureaucratic system developed by Akbar. Now you see, now this part we must remember very carefully. We have read about the chronicles. What do you mean by chronicle? Chronicles are documents of historical events arranged chronologically without much analysis. And during the Mughal period, a number of chronicles were produced. What were these chronicles? You have read Humayunama, Akbarnama, and Badshahnaama. These were three very important chronicles produced during the time of the Mughals. Who wrote the Humayunama? Hello? Gulbadan Begum wrote Humayunama on request of Akbar, and Badshahnaama was written by Abdul Hamid Lahori. He was from Lahore. Now you see, actually Akbarnama was written by Abul Fazl. इसको लिख लीजिए, ये एक क्वेश्चन आप मान के चलते हैं कि इसमें डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आएगा. Akbarnama, the chronicle was written by Abul Fazl. Abul Fazl was the court poet of Akbar. One thing we should remember, Abul Fazl took a number of years to write this text. This text was completed in 1598. Please write down. This text was completed in 1598. Now what do we find? This book was written and revised 5 times. The book Akbarnama, which was written by Abul Fazl, was revised by 5 times. Imagine, the book was revised by 5 times. What does it mean? That means when the book was written and read out in the court of Akbar, he most of the times asked Abul Fazl to make corrections in the book. That means whatever is written in the book was read out in the court of Akbar, and all points were written to satisfy Akbar. The descriptions given in Akbarnama were written as per wish of Akbar. That means this book was officially sponsored book. This book was written by Abul Fazl to facilitate Akbar. मतलब समझे, ये बुक अकबर को खुश करने के लिए लिखी गई थी, क्योंकि ये किताब 5 बार सभा में पढ़ी गई, अकबर की सभा में, और अकबर को जहाँ भी लगा कि यहाँ पर उनके बारे में कुछ गलत लिखा है, वो सारे पॉइंट्स को उन्होंने दोबारा लिखाया. So this book was officially sponsored book. This book was sponsored by Akbar, and this book facilitated Akbar, whatever it may be. This book, though was officially sponsored, though this book praises Akbar, we find this is one of the most important document to know the Mughal period. No doubt, this book has many mistakes. A number of mistakes have been detected in Akbarnama. A number of mistakes have been detected. Even then, Akbarnama is considered one of the most important book. Now you see, Akbarnama. Akbarnama is comprised of three books. Am I audible to you? Hello? Akbarnama is comprised of three books. There are three books in Akbarnama, and the first two books are historical narratives of the Mughals. The first two books are the historical narratives, like description is given of Babur, Humayun, then how did Akbar reach to Persia, how did they come to India from Persia, when was Battle of Panipat was fought, what happened to Bairam Khan. All these historical narratives are there in the first two books of Akbarnama. The first two books are historical narratives, but the third book of Akbarnama is the most important part of the text. The third book of Akbarnama is Aini Akbari. Please write down. The third book of Akbarnama is Ain-e Akbari. Ain, A-I-N hyphen E Akbari, A-K-B-A-R-I, Ain-e Akbari. Actually, Ain-e Akbari is organized as a summary of imperial regulations. Ain-e Akbari or Ain was organized as a summary of imperial regulations. Summary of imperial regulations and a gazette of the empire, a newspaper of the empire. बता रहे हैं, Ain was organized as a summary. Summary means briefing. Summary. 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 Ain was organized as a summary of imperial regulations. That means Mughal regulations. And a gazette means a gazetteer of the empire. A gazetteer means a newspaper. A newspaper of the empire. Please write down. You see, Ain gives detailed accounts of. Ain-e Akbari gives detailed accounts of the organization of the Mughal court. Please write down. Ain-e Akbari gives detailed accounts of the organization of the Mughal court, administration and army of the Mughals. Ain-e Akbari gives detailed accounts of the organization of the Mughal court, about Mughal administration and its army. Ain-e Akbari describes in details about the Mughal administration and its army, comma, it describes about the sources of every revenue of the Mughals. It describes sources of revenue of the Mughals. It describes about the Mughal states. About the Mughal states. It also describes about literary, cultural and religious traditions of the people. मतलब Ain-e Akbari describes everything of the Mughals. It describes about the Mughal court, Mughal administration, Mughal army, Mughal sources of revenue, Mughal states, Mughal literature, culture of our country during the time, and religious traditions of our country during that time. It describes everything. It describes everything. What you find? Please write down. आप लोगों ने ये लिखा जी? हेलो हेलो लिखा. उसके बाद देखिए. You see, Aini Akbari is divided into 5 daftars or books. Aini Akbari is divided into 5 daftars or books. There are 5 daftars or sections or 5 daftars or sections in Aini Akbari, and we call them 5 daftars or book. This is actually very very important. All 5 these daftars are really very very important. We find the first book of Aini Akbari is Manzil Abadi. Manzil Abadi is the first book of Aini Akbari. Manzil Abadi is the first book of Aini Akbari. Manzil Abadi. Please write down Manzil. Manzil Abadi. Abadi. Manzil Abadi describes the imperial household and its maintenance. Manzil Abadi has described in details about the imperial household of the Mughals and its maintenance, how the royal palace was maintained, what were the maintenances of the royal household, and what conditions were there in the royal household have been described in Manzil Abadi. So Manzil Abadi concerns the imperial household and its maintenance, number 1. Number 2, the second book is Sipaha Abadi. The second book is Sipaha Abadi. Sipahadi. Sipaha Abadi. So Sipah means, already Sipah means soldiers, we understand very easily. Sipaha Abadi describes, please write down, Sipaha Abadi describes the military and civil administration of the Mughals. The Sipaha Abadi describes the military and civil administration of the Mughals. Please write down. Sipaha Abadi describes the military and civil administration of the Mughals. It also describes about the establishment of servants. About the establishment of servants in the Mughal court. About the establishment of the servants in the Mughal court. This book describes about the Mansabdars, the poets, the artists, and others. Sipaha Abadi also describes about the poets, Mansabdars, artists, learned people, and others. That means, in Sipaha Abadi, we have a description of the scholars who were present in the Mughal court. While reading Sipaha Abadi, we come to know about Tansen, Birbal, or Abul Fazl himself, or Todermal. We come to know about all these scholars who were present in the court of Akbar while reading the Sipaha Abadi. Second book. Third book. Third book is Mulk Abadi. Mulk. M-U-L-K. Mulk. The third book is Mulk Abadi. M-U-L-K. Mulk Abadi. A-B-A-D-I. This third book is really important. This third book is really very, very important because the third book describes about the fiscal policy of the Mughals. The third book is really very important because this third book describes about the taxation policy of the Mughals, how taxes were calculated, how taxes were fixed, how taxes were collected. Everything has been described in the third book of the Aini Akbari. Everything. This third book describes about the Mughal states. The third book also describes about the Mughal states. From the third book we come to know, from the third book, मतलब तीसरी किताब से, ये मूल कबाती से हमें ये पता चलता है, there were 15 states during the time of Akbar in the Mughal Empire. Or during the time of Akbar, the Mughal Empire was divided into 15 states. And at the time of Akbar, these number of states increased to 21. मतलब इससे पता चलता है मुगल पीरियड में मुगल एम्पायर स्टेट्स में बटे हुए थे, जैसे आज we have divided India into how many states? Now India is divided into how many states? 28. And how many union territories are there? 9. वाह 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 वाह, बहुत अच्छा. So 28 states and 9 union territories. तो उस समय भी मुगल एम्पायर भी स्टेट्स में बटे हुए थे, लेकिन यहां पर लिखिए द मुगल स्टेट्स वेर कॉल्ड सूबाज, SUBAS, सूबाज, SUBAS, सूबाज. There were 15 subas at the time of Akbar and 21 subas at the time of Aurangzeb. Each suba was under the control of a subedar. Each suba was under the control of a subedar. That means, and now as a state is under the control of a governor, so at that time each suba was under the control of a subedar. Subedar means now like today's governor. Then each suba was divided into a number of sarkars like present districts. Each suba was divided into a number of sarkars like present districts. Then each sarkar was divided into a number of parganas like present block. मतलब स्टेट पहले एम्पायर, जैसे हमारा देश अभी स्टेट में बटा हुआ है, तो उनका एम्पायर सूबा में बटा हुआ था. हर सूबा में एक मतलब हर सूबा में ए नंबर ऑफ सरकार वेर दिया. इन ईच सरकार ए नंबर ऑफ परगनास वेर दिया. जैसे अभी 24 परगना है बंगाल में, 24 परगना, 24 परगनास. देयर आर 224 परगनास, नॉर्थ 24 परगनास एंड साउथ 24. झारखंड में संथाल परगनास. परगना मीन्स ब्लॉक, प्रेजेंट ब्लॉक. आज जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ब्लॉक, जैसे एक ब्लॉक कहते हैं तो उस समय परगना कहता था. जैसे संथाल परगना है, झारखंड में संथाल परगना एक एरिया का नाम है. सो प्रेजेंट ब्लॉक्स एंड विलेज वाज द लोएस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नोन एज महल. आज हम विलेज कहते हैं, उस समय उसको महल कहा जाता था. सो थर्ड बुक really very important because third book deals with the taxation policy of the Mughals, how taxes were calculated, how taxes were fixed, how taxes were collected, how the empire was divided into states, how the states were divided into small units, and how Subedar looked after the administration of the states. Everything describes in the third book, that is Mulk Abadi. What do you find? The fourth and fifth books. The fourth and fifth books of Aini Akbari deal with the religious, literary, and cultural traditions of the people of India during the Mughal period. So these two books, fourth and fifth books, deal with literary, religious, and cultural traditions of the people of our country during the Mughal period. And we find it also describes the auspicious sayings of Akbar. The auspicious sayings of Akbar, good sayings of Akbar. In next chapter we shall see Akbar, he started a religious code, Din-e-Ilahi. He started a religious code, Din-e-Ilahi. He started Sul-e-Kul, means peace. Next chapter we shall read. That means the auspicious sayings of Akbar. The auspicious sayings of Akbar are also written in fourth and fifth books. So Akbarnama is comprised of how many books? 3. The first 2 books are historical narratives. Third book is Aini Akbari, and Aini Akbari has 5 books or 5 daftars. First daftar Manjil Abadi, second one Sipa Abadi, third one Mulk Abadi. First one discuss about imperial household and its maintenance. Second about military and civil administration of the Mughals. Third about the taxation policy, fiscal system. Fourth and fifth, religious, literature, and literary and cultural traditions of the people. Now you see, Aini Akbari was, बोलिए. Daily routines, actually you see it is mentioned in the first book Manjil Abadi, and his auspicious sayings are there in fourth and fifth. And I tell you about royal family, their conflicts. Their conflicts are clearly mentioned in Gulbadan Begum's Humayunama. Humayunama describes about the conflicts in the royal household and the role of the women, how they solved the problem between the kings and the princes. It is mentioned in the Humayunama. तो ये देखिए, अभी देखिए, ये छोटा सा पोर्शन देखिए. आईनी अकबरी वाज एन ऑफिशियली स्पॉन्सर्ड बुक. बार बार बता रहा हूं मैं, ऑफिशियली स्पॉन्सर्ड मतलब we have read the inscriptions were commissioned by rulers. Second chapter में we have read inscriptions were commissioned by rulers. So inscriptions when were engraved, all inscriptions praised the rulers. Similarly, सेकेंड चैप्टर में पार्ट 1 में जब पढ़े थे तो हम लोगों ने देखा कि इंस्क्रिप्शंस किसने खुदवाया था? राजाओं ने. तो ये जो इंस्क्रिप्शन जिसने खुदवाया था, तो इंस्क्रिप्शन में किसका गुणगान किया गया? गुणगान किसका हुआ? राजाओं का, किंग का. उसी तरीके से ये जो अकबरनामा लिखवाया गया था, ये जो आईनी अकबरी लिखाया गया था, ये ऑफिशियली स्पॉन्सर्ड था. इसका टोटल स्पॉन्सरिंग किया था अकबर ने. सो ये सारे खर्चा उठाया था उन्होंने, सब कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन उन्होंने सप्लाई किया था. सो आईनी अकबरी वाज officially sponsored record. Akbarnama was officially sponsored text. Aini Akbari officially sponsored to record the detailed informations. Why? To facilitate Akbar. Aini Akbari was officially sponsored to record the informations to facilitate Akbar. ये लाइन आप लोग जरूर लिख लीजिए. Aini Akbari was officially sponsored to record informations to facilitate Akbar. Because Aini Akbari was revised for 5 times and all informations were written according to the wish of Akbar. More or less, Aini Akbari was a reproduction of official papers of Akbar. More or less, Aini Akbari was a reproduction of official papers of official documents of Akbar. All these testimonies were checked, rechecked, verified, and placed in the chronicle. No doubt. The historians even find that this Aini Akbari has a number of errors. A number of mistakes are there in Aini Akbari. A number of mistakes. For example, datas of all states of the Mughal Empire are not uniformly mentioned in Aini Akbari. Please write down. Datas of all states of the Mughal Empire. Datas of all states of the Mughal Empire are not uniformly mentioned in Aini Akbari. मतलब आईनी अकबरी में हर स्टेट का डेटाज इक्वली मेंशन नहीं है. कुछ स्टेट्स के बारे में ये ज़्यादा लिख दिया और कुछ स्टेट के बारे में ये साइलेंट हो गया. डेटाज ऑफ ऑल स्टेट्स ऑफ द मुगल एम्पायर आर नॉट यूनिफॉर्मली मेंशन्ड in Aini Akbari. Number 1 mistake. Number 2, Aini Akbari describes about the caste system in Northwest. Aini Akbari describes about the caste system in Northwest. It describes about the caste system that jamindaris were given to the people of upper caste. Aini Akbari ने लिखा that jamindari was given to the people of upper castes. But Aini Akbari does not write anything about the caste system of Bengal and Odisha. आईनी अकबरी बंगाल और उड़ीसा का कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखता है. आईनी अकबरी हर जगह का कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में लिखता है, लेकिन आईनी अकबरी बंगाल और उड़ीसा के कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखता. और बंगाल और उड़ीसा में जमींदारी कौन कौन कास्ट को दिया इसके बारे में भी कुछ नहीं लिखता. हमने देखा था आईनी अकबरी ने लिखा कि पंजाब अब उधर सारे जमींदारी किसको दिए जाते थे, ब्राह्मण्स और राजपूत को, लेकिन यहाँ पर किसको दिए जाते थे इसके बारे में आईनी अकबरी साइलेंट है. नॉट ओनली दिस, आईनी अकबरी इज साइलेंट about the common people. Aini Akbari is silent about the common people. Common people के बारे में आईनी अकबरी ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं लिखता है. It praises we find the ruler. Aini Akbari does not give in details about the wages of the workers and prices of goods. यहाँ पर देखिए कितना खामियां. आईनी अकबरी डज नॉट गिव अस द डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ वेजेस ऑफ वर्कर्स एंड प्राइसेस ऑफ गुड्स. उस समय सामान का दाम क्या था या लोगों का सैलरी क्या था इसके बारे में आईनी अकबरी चुप हो गया. मतलब ये अकबर किसी को बताना नहीं चाहते थे कि उन्होंने कितने लोगों को कितने पैसा देते थे, इसलिए उसके बारे में आईनी अकबरी साइलेंट हो गया, साइलेंट, एंड आईनी अकबरी साइलेंट येट. So no doubt Aini Akbari has a number of mistakes, yet Aini Akbari is the most important source, because in no other book except Aini Akbari of Akbarnama such detailed informations are given about the administration, about the taxation, and about other informations.